Hello dear students, today we will discuss about biodiversity and its conservation. In this video, we will be going to know what is biodiversity, that is definition of biodiversity, levels of biodiversity and threats, and then finally conservation, how to conserve biodiversity. Let us see the definition of biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Bio means biological and diversity means variation. So biodiversity is nothing but variety and variability among different groups of living organisms of the ecosystem complex in which they are present, they live. And levels of biodiversity. There are three different levels of biodiversity. First one is genetic diversity, and then species diversity, and the third one is ecosystem diversity. Genetic diversity. And genetic diversity is the genes that are the basic units. We all know that genes are the basic units of hereditary information that is transmitted from one generation, that is from parents to next generation. When the genes within the same species show different versions due to new combinations, and these differences are known as genetic variations. It is called genetic variability. For example, there are various types of rice varieties. They belong to the same species, Oryza sativa. Here Oryza is the genus name and sativa is the species name. But the varieties are various varieties, but there are thousands of wild and cultivated varieties of rice are there, which show variations at the genetic levels and different in their color, size, aroma, shape and their nutrient content in the grain. And this is known as the genetic diversity of rice. Second thing is species diversity. Species diversity is nothing but that is the variability found within the population of a species or between different species of a community. Species is nothing but the different plants belonging to the same genus, and population is nothing but different species different plants belonging to the same species are known as, that is known as population. There are different species in the various species are present in the community. It represents broadly the species richness and their abundance in a community. Species diversity can be measured either by Simpson index or by Shannon-Weaver index. And what is the number of species on the biosphere? Can we say how many number of species are there on this biosphere? According to Wilson, total number of living species range from 10 million to 50 million. Until now, only 1.5 million living and 3 lakh fossil species have been actually described and given scientific names. And third one is the ecosystem diversity. This is the diversity of ecological complexity showing variations in ecological niches, trophic structures, food webs, nutrient cycles, etc. This is the diversity of ecological complexity showing variations in niches, trophic structures according to their food habits, food webs, nutrient cycles. Along these gradients, tremendous diversity within the ecosystems occur. We may consider diversity in forest ecosystem, which is supposed to have mainly a dominance of trees. We know that forests they contain rich trees, but while considering a tropical rainforest, a tropical deciduous forest, a temperate deciduous forest and a boreal forest. The variations observed are just too many, and they are mainly due to variations in the above mentioned physical factors. This diversity has developed over millions of years of evolution. If we destroy this diversity, it would disrupt the ecological balance. Regional or local diversity. What is meant by local diversity? Diversity at regional level. It is better understood by categorizing species richness into 4 types based upon their spatial distribution. The point richness refers to the number of species that can be found at a single point in a given space. That is the number of species. Alpha richness, alpha species or alpha diversity is the richness refers to the number of species found in a small homogeneous area. Beta diversity is nothing but it is the richness refers to rate of change in species composition across different habitats. Gamma diversity is the richness refers to the rate of change across large landscape gradients. Let us see what are the threats to biodiversity. Loss of biodiversity, poaching and conservation, and then we have to conserve the biodiversity irrespective of their presence. Conservation of biodiversity. In situ conservation, we can conserve the biodiversity within the same habitat. Biosphere by providing biosphere reserves, national parks, sanctuaries and reserve forests, etc. Ex situ conservation means we can preserve or conserve or protect the species or diversity outside their habitats. Examples are gene banks, seed banks, zoological parks, botanical gardens, cultural collections, etc. Let us see what is in situ conservation in detail. As I said earlier, in situ means within the same habitat, conservation means preservation. Preservation or protecting the species within its natural habitat is nothing but in situ conservation. There are 7 major biosphere reserves and 80 national parks and 420 wildlife sanctuaries and 120 botanical gardens in our country, covering 4% of the geographic area. The biosphere reserves conserve some representative ecosystems as a whole for long time in situ conservation. Biosphere reserves of India. Nanda Devi, it is present in UP. Nokrek Biosphere Reserve in Meghalaya. Manas in Assam. Sundarbans in West Bengal. Gulf of Mannar in Tamil Nadu. Nilgiri in Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Great Nicobar and Simlipal, Orissa biosphere reserves are there. Within the biosphere reserves, we may have one or more national parks. For example, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, which is present in Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. It has 2 national parks. Those are Bandipur National Park and Nagrol National Park. National parks, an area dedicated to for the conservation of wildlife along with its environment, is known as national park. It is also meant for enjoyment through tourism, but without impairing the environment, that is without causing any harm to the environment. National parks of India. Kaziranga National Park is present in Assam, and importance of this park is in this national park one horned rhino is conserved. And Gir National Park present in Gujarat, it is famous for Indian lion. Indian lion is being conserved there. Dachigam is present in Jammu and Kashmir. Horned gull is protected here. Bandipur National Park is present in Karnataka, and elephants are being conserved in this national park. Periyar National Park is present in Kerala, and it is famous for tiger and elephant conservation. Kanha National Park is present in Madhya Pradesh. It is important for its conservation of tiger. Corbett National Park is present in UP, famous for tiger, and Dudhwa National Park is also present in UP and also conserves tiger. Ranthambore National Park is present in Rajasthan, famous for tiger conservation, and Sariska National Park is also present in Rajasthan. Its importance is it conserves tiger. Let us see wildlife sanctuaries. These are also protected areas where killing, hunting, shooting or capturing of wildlife is protected except under the control of highest authority. Let us see the important wildlife sanctuaries of our country. Ghana Bird Sanctuary is present in Rajasthan, and in this sanctuary 300 bird species including migratory birds are being conserved. Hazaribagh Sanctuary is present in Bihar, and here tiger and leopard are being conserved and maintained. Sultanpur Bird Sanctuary is present in Haryana. It is famous for its conservation of migratory birds. Abohar Wildlife Sanctuary is present in Punjab. There black buck is being conserved. Mudamalai Wildlife Sanctuary is present in Tamil Nadu. Here tiger, elephant and leopard are conserved. Vedantagal Bird Sanctuary is present in Tamil Nadu, famous for water bird conservation. Jaldapara Wildlife Sanctuary is present in West Bengal. It is famous for conservation of rhinoceros, elephant and tiger. Ex situ conservation. For conservation of crop varieties, the wildlife relatives of crops and all local varieties, with the main objective of conserving the total genetic variability of crop species for future crop improvement or afforestation programs. Gene Bank or Seed Bank. National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, NBPGR. It is located in New Delhi. Here agricultural and horticultural crops and their wildlife relatives are preserved by cryopreservation of seeds, pollen, etc. by using liquid nitrogen at a temperature of as low as minus 196 degrees centigrade, that is freezing temperatures. Varieties of rice, pearl millet, brassica, turnip, radish, tomato, onion, carrot, chili, tobacco, poppy, etc. have been preserved successfully in liquid nitrogen for several years without losing seed viability. National Bureau of Animal Genetic Resources, NBAGR. It is located in Karnal, Haryana state. It preserves the semen of domesticated bovine animals. National Facility for Plant Tissue Repository, NFPTCR, for the development of a facility of conservation of varieties of crop plants or trees by tissue culture. This facility has been created within NBPGR. The G5 countries have also resolved to set up a new network of gene banks to facilitate the conservation of various varieties of aromatic and medicinal plants, for which India is the networking coordinator country. And these are the various methods of conserving biodiversity. I hope you all understood my lecture. Thank you.